One of the things that really started to spark my interest a couple of years ago and has fascinated me about society at this time of year is just how we get pulled into this trap of conditioning around it's the end of the year and people are feeling tired, they need a break. And then we kind of get carried into this idea of the new year. So moving into what will be 2025, where it's about a renewed sense of energy and new goals and what can I pursue and achieve in this new year. Whereas right now, people are all feeling pretty flat. The general trend is that people just need a holiday. But what I'd like to put to you is it's that you're not necessarily tired because of the year that it has been. You're tired of trying to be somebody you're not. And the year may have held its challenges, undoubtedly, whatever that may have been for you. But life will continue to offer us those challenges. You won't become the best version of yourself next year. You are already that. And one of the ways to look at this is, what goals do you have for 2025? And why do you want to achieve those goals? Because most people are constantly stuck in a pattern of trying to become the best version of who they're not. And that is the ego's game. We just have to look at the world and the way we move through this world. Starting a year, having all these great ideas and goals, ending the year, needing to rest, starting the year again, and it's just a repetitive cycle. And that cycle is filled with suffering. So before you know your goals, what I would encourage is that you know yourself. So go ahead and think about your goals, write them down, but then look at, what do I think I will gain by achieving these outcomes? If I were to be successful at achieving my goals in the new year, who would I become through that? Do I have any idea in my mind that I will be more happy, that I will be more successful, that I will in some way be superior, that I will have a greater sense of being in control, that I will have more status, that I will be seen, valued? Because those goals are the trap. And if we are pursuing egoic ideas of who we need to become, we will exhaust ourselves to the point where we can no longer take it. But we've been doing it for decades. Year after year, it's about becoming somebody, but why do you want to become that? And I'm really not saying that you shouldn't have goals. I'm saying more important than just the goal is being clear about where that goal comes from. Do you think that in some way you will be more than what you are right now because of that goal? And if so, and you're hearing this in your heart, you're actually on a journey to see something far greater. There is no goal that can make you more than what you are as you hear this. And when we start to shift our identity away from the psychological character, right, the ego, and notice the truth of who we really are, then we can still have goals, ambitions, dreams, but they are not about self-gain. They're more about self-giving, meaning that my goals are my passionate expression. It's sharing myself. It's giving myself away. Because why not? It's not I want something so that I can be better. It's giving myself away, which is the best. You see, the ego wants to achieve all of these things so that it can continue to solidify itself, right? It gives itself that sense of power, purpose, and identity. When I do all of these things, I am this somebody, but that somebody is not who you really are. It takes courage to break this pattern, to see that we're constantly on this cycle, year after year after year after year, of becoming somebody, which is exhausting. What if there was nothing to become? What would you do if there was no way that you could be more than what you are right now? If you were that in this moment, how would you show up? Would you do something different? Would you no longer fight yourself to do the career that you do or to show up in a life that you're not truly passionate about? Perhaps that's the change that you need to start accepting and embracing in your life. If the goals weren't about gain, power, status, security, control, they then start to become goals of love, contribution, service to others, self-expression, excitement. Doesn't that sound more liberating? "2025 will not be your greatest year if you are doing it from the limited aspect of who you think you are. You may have breakthroughs, there will be things you achieve, only to find that none of those things you achieve will bring you the lasting fulfillment and sense of freedom that you're actually looking for." Just pause for a moment. How many things have you achieved in your life? Big, small, the things you once desperately wanted in order to feel that you're there, that you've arrived. And as I say that, listening to the noise that's going on out there. So it is. Here we are. I had no idea that I was going to make this video today. I just listened. I just look around me and think, why are people so stuck in this constant struggle to set goals, to achieve them or not, to be tired at what we call the end of the year, and then do it all over again? Who are you trying to become? See through that. See that that character is not who you are. You actually get to be everything. Imagine a life lived through being and not needing to become. If there was nothing you could gain in the future, that meant you had to fight to get there, what changes would you make if you were just being yourself right now? Because that is your path. What would you do? Who would you serve? How would you show up? The struggle that we're living year after year is really only the struggle against ourselves. What happens if you started to play instead of fight?